The whistle's shrill blast cut through the humid gym air like a knife, but it was the soft thud of sneakers on polished wood that masked the real secret. My little brother, Jake, slipping out the back door mid-drill, his face flushed not from sprints but from something far more dangerous. I froze behind the bleachers, heart slamming against my ribs, as I watched him vanish into the shadowed alley, only to emerge minutes later with disheveled hair and lips swollen like he'd been caught in a storm he couldn't outrun. "What the hell are you doing, Jake?" I whispered to the empty space, the words tasting like betrayal even before I knew the full truth. Because in that moment, I realized our family's perfect facade was cracking, and I was the only one close enough to hear it shatter. I never meant to play spy that afternoon. It was supposed to be just another pickup game at Lincoln High, the kind of casual drop-in where I'd lace up my old Nikes and relive glory days with Jake, my stepbrother of 8 years. Dad had married his mom when I was 14, and he was just a scrawny 10-year-old with braces and a perpetual cowlick, the kind of kid who tagged along like a shadow, wide-eyed and eager. We'd bonded over backyard hoops in our split-level ranch house on the outskirts of Elmwood, Illinois, that sleepy Chicago suburb where cornfields butted up against strip malls, and everyone knew your business before you did. Jake had grown into the school's golden boy, 6'2", quarterback shoulders under his jersey, with that easy grin that made teachers forgive tardies and girls blush in the hallways. Me? I was the black sheep, the one who'd bolted for college in Ann Arbor at 18, chasing a psych degree and a life where being gay didn't feel like confessing to arson. But summer break had dragged me back home, a temporary detour before grad school apps. Dad's garage needed organizing, his way of saying earn your keep, and Jake's senior year loomed like a pressure cooker. Help him with his jump shot. Mom, his mom, really? But she'd claimed me too. Had pleaded over breakfast that morning, her coffee mug steaming like her worry. Coach says he's off his game. Scouts are watching. I nodded, because what else do you do when family pulls the strings? So there I was, 22 and freshly out to the world via a tearful FaceTime with Dad last fall, perched on the bleachers like some has-been mentor, clipboard in hand, pretending I had advice worth a damn. The gym smelled like sweat and rubber, the echo of dribbles sinking with the pounding in my chest. Jake dominated the court as always, weaving through defenders with that fluid grace he'd honed since Pee Wee leagues. But something was off. His passes clipped, his free throws clanged off the rim. Coach Harlan barked from the sideline, a burly ex-Marine with a whistle around his neck like a noose. "Hawkins, you shootin' with your eyes closed, son?" Jake flashed that trademark smile, charming, deflecting, and jogged to the free throw line. The ball sailed wide, smacking the wall with a report that made me wince. That's when I saw it. During a water break, as the team huddled like conspirators, Jake lingered by his locker, glancing over his shoulder before ducking out the emergency exit. The door creaked shut behind him, a sliver of late afternoon sun slicing through like an accusation. My gut twisted. Elmwood wasn't the kind of place where kids vanished mid-practice without reason, unless that reason was trouble. I waited a beat, then two, telling myself it was nothing. Forgotten phone, quick smoke. But curiosity, that old devil, won out. I slipped off the bleachers, heart thumping louder than the rebound drills resuming behind me, and eased the door open. The alley ran parallel to the school, a narrow vein of cracked asphalt flanked by chain link and overflowing dumpsters, the kind of spot where delinquents etched initials into the world. I pressed against the brick, peering around the corner. There he was, Jake, my unbreakable little brother, pinned against the wall by a guy I didn't recognize. Not just any guy. Tall, lean, with sun-bleached hair and the lithe build of a swimmer. His hands fisted in Jake's jersey as their mouths crashed together in a kiss that was all desperation and no finesse. Jake's fingers tangled in the stranger's hair, pulling him closer, a low groan escaping that hit me like a sucker punch. They broke apart gasping, foreheads pressed, and the stranger murmured something I couldn't catch, words laced with urgency, like, "We can't keep doing this, or what if they find out?" I stumbled back, the door banging shut behind me, louder than thunder in that quiet alley. My mind reeled, fragments of our shared history flashing like faulty film. Jake teaching me to tie a tie for prom, even though neither of us went with dates. us sneaking beers from Dad's fridge after Mom's book club nights, whispering dreams under the quilt fort we'd built in the basement. Gay. My little brother was gay. And cheating, not on some girl, but on the straight-jacketed life he'd built to fit Elmwood's mold. The girlfriend, Sarah from chem class. The team chants. The scouts eyeing him for scholarships to places that wouldn't care about his heart's true aim. It all crumbled in that stolen moment. I didn't confront him then. Couldn't. The whistle blew. Practice rapping with slaps on backs and promises of tomorrow's better. Jake sauntered back in, cheeks still pink, towel slung over his shoulder like a cape. He caught my eye across the gym, that grin flickering uncertain. You see that last play, Alex? Botched it bad. His voice was light, too light, a deflection wrapped in brotherly banter. Yeah, I managed, throat dry as the Sahara. We gotta work on your form. But as we packed up, the weight settled. I wasn't just catching him cheating in practice. I was catching the lie we'd both lived. The one that said love like ours, messy, hidden, could stay buried forever. And damn if it didn't make me want to dig it up, for both our sakes. That night, dinner was the usual circus. Dad grilling burgers on the back patio, the sizzle masking Mom's chatter about garden club drama. Jake shoveled fries like a man possessed, laughing at Dad's bad puns, but I watched him, really watched. The way his knee bounced under the picnic table, the quick glances at his phone buzzing with texts he silenced. Sarah's name lit the screen once, and he typed a heart emoji so fast it blurred. Guilt gnawed at me, sharp as the mustard on my bun. Should I say something? Spill it over pie? Turn family night into a coming-out intervention? No, not yet. Elmwood chewed up secrets and spat out scandals. I'd learned that the hard way when my own whispers reached the wrong ears in high school, costing me friends and a chunk of my soul. Instead, I waited until after, when the house settled into its creaks and sighs. Jake's room was a shrine to hoops. Posters of Jordan and Curry curling from the walls, a shelf of trophies gleaming under his desk lamp. He was sprawled on his bed, scrolling TikTok, when I knocked and pushed in without waiting. Sup, bro? He didn't look up, but his thumb paused mid-swipe. I leaned against the doorframe, arms crossed like armor. That alley, behind the gym. Ring any bells? His phone clattered to the mattress. Color drained from his face, leaving him pale as the moon filtering through his blinds. You. What? I don't know what you're. Save it, Jake. I saw you. With that guy. Kissing like the world's ending. The words hung heavy, and for a second I thought he'd bolt. But he didn't. He sat up, knees drawn to his chest, eyes, those hazel mirrors of mine, inherited from no blood but years of shared sunsets, brimming with a storm I recognized all too well. It wasn't. It's not what you think. His voice cracked, a boy's plea in a man's throat. Then tell me what it is. I crossed the room, sinking onto the edge of his bed, close enough to smell his shampoo. Citrus, clean, innocent. Because from where I stood, it looked like you're scared shitless, and hiding it from everyone who loves you. He buried his face in his hands, shoulders shaking. His name's Tyler, from Riverside High. We met at that tournament last month. It's nothing serious, just messing around. But the lie tasted sour even to him. He winced, peeking through his fingers. Okay, it's everything. But Sarah, she's safe. The team, the scouts. If they knew, it'd all go poof. Gone. I nodded, the pieces slotting in. Jake's off game wasn't slumps or nerves. It was this war inside, tearing at his focus. I get it. More than you know. Remember sophomore year when I stopped hanging with the guys? It wasn't burnout. It was me figuring out I liked boys. And Elmwood? It doesn't make that easy. His head snapped up, surprise cutting through the tears. You're gay? Like, for real? For real? I chuckled, soft and rueful. Took me 3 years and a campus pride rally to say it out loud. But Jake, you don't have to wait that long. Not alone. He swiped at his eyes, a ghost of his grin returning. So what, you're my queer Yoda now? Gonna teach me the ways of the Force? Something like that. I ruffled his hair, the gesture automatic, grounding. Starting tomorrow. One-on-one in the driveway. Your jump shot sucks and so does hiding who you are. We'll fix both. As I left his room, the house dark and humming with night sounds. Crickets beyond the window. Dad snores down the hall. I felt the first spark of something dangerous. Hope. But hope in Elmwood was a double-edged sword, sharp with the promise of pain. Little did I know, the real game was just tipping off, and the stakes were higher than any buzzer beater. The next morning dawned sticky, the kind of Midwest July where heat waves shimmered off the blacktop like bad omens. I found Jake in the kitchen, demolishing a bowl of Captain Crunch, his game face on, literally jersey already tugged over his PJs. Ready to get schooled? He teased, milk dribbling down his chin. Only if you swallow first, champ. I grabbed my keys, the ritual banter a lifeline. Mom hovered by the sink, eyeing us with that mom radar. You boys practicing again? Don't overdo it. Jake's got team drills later. We got this, Jake said, winking at her. The ease of it twisted something in me. How long had he been juggling these masks? We headed to the driveway, where the portable hoop sagged under rust and memories. I bounced the ball to him, watching his stance. Knees bent wrong, elbow flaring out like a broken wing. Form first, I said, stepping behind to adjust his arms. My hands on his shoulders felt brotherly, steady, no undercurrents, just the solid weight of us against the world. Lock that elbow. Follow through like you're waving goodbye to doubt. He shot, the ball arcing clean through the net with a satisfying swish. Holy shit. Did you see that? I see potential. Now talk to me. About Tyler. I rebounded, passing it back. Honesty was the drill, tougher than any layup. Jake hesitated, dribbling in place, the ball's thump echoing his pulse. He's intense, quiet, but when he looks at you, it's like he sees everything you're not saying. We text nonstop, but meeting up? It's like stealing time from a heist movie. Yesterday was stupid practice break, Allie. Thought no one would notice. Everyone notices everything here. I shot, missing wide on purpose to keep it light. But you're not alone in that. My first crush was on this guy in bio, Ryan. Spent weeks doodling his initials in my locker. Never told him. Regret that more than any bad grade. Jake's shot clanged off the rim, frustration etching his brow. What if I tell Sarah? Or the team? Coach Harlan, he's old school. Real men don't prance, he says. Laughs like it's a joke. But it's not. I caught the rebound, holding the ball still. But Jake, you're the realest man I know. Gay or straight or whatever. Doesn't change that killer crossover you pull. He laughed, raw and real, the sound cutting the humidity. Thanks, Alex, for not freaking. For this. We ran drills till sweat soaked us, the sun climbing like a judge. By lunch, his form sharpened. Shots swishing smoother, confidence flickering back. But as we cooled down with Gatorades on the porch swing, Tyler's truck rumbled past, slowing just enough for a furtive wave. Jake's face lit up, then shadowed. See? Even the streets watching. That afternoon, team practice loomed, and I tagged along as moral support, clipboard my shield. The gym buzzed with energy. Grunts, squeaks, the metallic tang of effort. Jake shone, draining threes like poetry, but I caught the glances. Teammates ribbing him about Sarah, coaches approving nods. And in the huddle, his phone vibrated once, twice. He silenced it, jaw tight. Halftime water break. I lingered by the lockers, pretending to tie my shoe. Footsteps, Jake's, then another's. Not the alley this time, but the equipment room, door ajar. Voices low, urgent. We can't tie scouts next week. Sarah's party Friday. It's too much. A pause, then Tyler's whisper. Then end it. With her. With this lie. The door creaked wider. I glimpsed them. Hands brushing, eyes locked in that electric pull. I backed away, unseen, but the ache bloomed fresh. Jake wasn't just cheating in practice, he was cheating himself piece by piece. And if I didn't step in harder, the game would eat him alive. The days blurred into a rhythm of asphalt and arcs. Driveway sessions bleeding into dusk as Jake's shot transformed from erratic to lethal. We'd pause for Mom's lemonades, tart as the truths we unpacked between swishes. His first inkling at 13, fumbling over a locker room towel that draped too long. My own stumbles, the Ann Arbor bar where I'd kissed a stranger and finally breathed. It's like, the court's the only place I don't have to pretend, he admitted one evening, the ball spinning lazy in his hands. Out there, it's just motion. No labels. Labels are bullshit anyway, I replied, stealing a sip of his drink. But motion without direction? That's how you brick every time. We laughed, the sound carrying over the hedge to where neighbors mowed lawns in tidy rows, oblivious to the revolution brewing in our cul-de-sac. Tyler became a ghost in our talks, elusive, intoxicating. Jake sketched him in fragments. The way he'd hum indie tracks under his breath during stolen drives to the quarry, or how his laugh cracked open like dawn on Lake Michigan. He's out, you know, at his school. Doesn't give a damn. Envy laced Jake's words, sharp as a crossover dribble. Riverside High, 20 miles west, felt like another planet. Progressive enclave amid the farms, where pride flags fluttered without backlash. I envied it too in flashes. My coming out had been a slow burn. Whispers to a college roommate, a rainbow pin on my backpack, Dad's gruff, as long as you're happy, son, over Thanksgiving turkey. But Elmwood's undercurrent lingered, a homophobic hum in diner booths and Friday night lights. You think you can tell Dad? I asked one night post-drill as fireflies winked like conspirators. Jake snorted, wiping sweat from his brow. Him? He'd probably buy me a beer and say, boys will be boys. But Mom, Sarah, the team. He shook his head, the vulnerability cracking his armor. Friday's her party. Big blowout at the lake house. Everyone's coming. Tyler too. Says he'll crash if I want. My stomach nodded. Lake house parties were Elmwood lore. Bonfires roaring against the water's edge, kegs tapped under stars, hookups blooming in the boathouse shadows. For Jake, it was a minefield. Want me to chaperone? Big bro duty. He grinned, punching my arm. Creep. Nah, I got this. But, cover for me? If things go south. Always. The promise settled deep, a vow etched in the hoop's chain net rattle. Friday arrived sweltering, the air thick with grill smoke and anticipation. I drove Jake to the lake house in my beat-up Civic, windows down, radio blasting Springsteen, Born to Run anthems for boys on the edge. He fidgeted with his playlist, queuing up hosier tracks that crooned of forbidden takes. Nervous, I glanced over, catching his profile gilded by sunset. Terrified, honesty, raw as the gravel crunching under tires. Sarah thinks we're solid. Tyler thinks I'm chicken. And me? I just want to hoop without the world watching my every damn spin move. The lake house sprawled on Willow Cove's shore, a McMansion of glass and timber owned by Sarah's dentist dad. Cars lined the drive. Tahoes and Civics, bass thumping from open trunks. Laughter spilled out like champagne. Kids in swimsuits milling with red Solo cups. Sarah spotted us first, waving from the deck. Blonde ponytail swinging. Bikini top knotted under a tank that screamed summer fling. Jake! Alex! You made it! She air-kissed him. Then me, her perfume cloying sweet. Drinks inside. Save me a dance later. Jake's smile was Oscar-worthy. Wouldn't miss it. But as she pulled him into the fray, his eyes scanned the crowd, hunting shadows. I hung back, nursing a beer by the fire pit, flames licking logs as dusk deepened. The party's pulse quickened. Marco Polo shrieks from the water, beer pong pings on the patio. Jake blended seamless, arm around Sarah, shotgunning with the jocks, his laugh a shield. But I saw the tells. The way he'd drift to his phone, thumbs flying. The quick excuses to grab ice. Around 10, Tyler materialized, like he'd coalesced from the mist rolling off the lake. Tall in board shorts and a faded riverside tee. He moved with quiet command, nodding hellos that didn't quite land. Our eyes met across the flames. He knew. I saw it in the tilt of his chin, the subtle jerk toward the boathouse. Warning or invitation. Jake caught it too, excusing himself with a bathroom run. that fooled no one paying attention. I gave them 10 minutes, then followed the path winding through willows, their leaves whispering secrets. The boathouse loomed dark, a silhouette against the water's gleam, canoes stacked like forgotten dreams. Inside, muffled voices. Jake's low plea. "This is insane, Ty. They're everywhere." Cut by Tyler's frustration. "Then fight for us. Or let me go." The door was latched loose. I nudged it, peering through the crack. Moonlight slanted in, silvering their forms. Jake backed against a workbench, Tyler close, hands framing his face. Not angry, but aching. "I love you, idiot," Tyler breathed. The words a confession and a curse. "But this half-life? It's killing me." Jake surged forward, kissing him fierce, hands roaming shirt sleeves, pulling until they collided in a tangle of limbs and longing. It was beautiful, brutal, the raw hunger of two boys stealing breath from a world that rationed it. I backed away, chest tight, the door's creak swallowed by waves lapping the dock. Love like that deserved witnesses, not voyeurs. But as I retreated, a twig snapped underfoot, sharp as a gunshot. Footsteps, not theirs. Sarah weaving from the path, cup sloshing. "Alex? You seen Jake?" Her voice slurred soft, eyes glassy from whatever punch she'd chased. "Yeah, by the fire. Probably." Lie tasted like ash, but her nod was grateful, turning back. I exhaled, pulse racing. Close call. But the night's not done, I thought, slipping into shadows. Little did I know the real snap was coming. From within our circle, where trust frays fastest. Back at the fire, Jake reappeared minutes later, hair tousled, grin rearmed. Tyler vanished into the throng, a ghost reclaimed. We locked eyes. He mouthed thanks, and I nodded, the brother code intact. Sarah dragged him to dance then, body swaying to some top 40 throb, her head on his shoulder like it belonged. He caught my gaze over her blonde crown, eyes pleading, "Help me fix this." Midnight brought the bonfire peak. Stories swapped, marshmallows charred, the lake a black mirror reflecting stars. I sat periphery, chatting with outcasts, a theater kid nursing a soda, a cousin from the city with city smarts. Laughter crested, then dipped as Coach Harlan lumbered up, beer belly straining his polo, clapping Jake on the back. "Hawkins, killing it tonight." Scouts called, UIUC's interested. "Keep that fire, boy." Pride swelled in Jake's chest, visible as he straightened. "Appreciate it, coach." But Harlan's eyes lingered, narrowing on Tyler across the way, mid-laugh with Riverside transplants. "Who's the pretty boy?" "Riverside trash." Jake stiffened. "Just a friend, sir." Harlan chuckled, low and mean. "Friends don't stare like that. Watch your circle, son. Distractions lose games." He wandered off, but the poison lingered, Jake's jaw clenching like a fist. I sidled up later, as embers died to glow. "You good?" He stared at the lake, water whispering indictments. "That was close, too close." A beat, then softer. "Tyler said he's done waiting. Tomorrow or never." My heart ached for him, the precipice, the plunge. "Then jump, little bro. With me as your net." He leaned into my shoulder, the weight familiar, fraternal. "Couldn't do this without you." But as we packed up, Sarah's squeal cut the night. "Jake, your phone. It's blowing up." She held it out, screen aglow with Tyler's texts. "Hearts, please, a final pick-me." Jake's face blanched, snatching it. "Battery's low. Gotta charge." She pouted, but let it slide. In the car ride home, silence stretched taut as a strung hoop. "Alex," he finally said, voice small, "what if I lose everything?" "You won't. Not the real stuff." But doubt crept, insidious. Elmwood gave as good as it got, and betrayal brewed in its blind spots. Saturday dawned gray, clouds bruising the sky like a warning. Jake begged off family brunch, stomach bug, and vanished to Tyler's, their talk a powder keg. I paced the house, Dad's Golf Channel droning, Mom's worry lines deepening. "He's been off, hasn't he?" she murmured, folding laundry. "Like when you were his age." I froze, basket in hand. What do you mean? She smiled, sad and knowing. The hiding. The late nights. I see more than you think, Alex. My throat closed. Did she know about me? About him? Mom. Love's love, honey. Just wish he'd share the load. She patted my cheek, leaving me reeling. Secrets, it seemed, were family heirlooms. By afternoon, Jake texted, "Meet at court. Need you." I sped over, finding him alone under the hoop, ball idle at his feet. I told her, he blurted, eyes red-rimmed. Sarah. Ended it clean, said I cared, but not like that. She cried. Called me confused. Relief flooded, chased by pride. Brave as hell, Jake. But Tyler. He dribbled hard, the thump angry. He wants more. Dates. Holding hands in public. Can't, not here. Not yet. The conflict clawed fresh. Progress versus peril. Then build to it. Start small. With us. I stole the ball, sinking a fadeaway. Team up. Improve the game, one play at a time. He nodded, fire reigniting. But as we shot, a truck rumbled up. Harlan's, unexpected. Hawkins, extra reps. His eyes flicked to me. Then Jake's flushed face. Suspicion, or just coach mode. We wrapped quick, but the seed planted. Eyes everywhere, trust thin as fog. That night, betrayal struck. Not from foes but friends. A text from an unknown. Pics or it didn't happen. Attached, grainy shots from the lake. Boathouse shadows, Jake and Tyler, unmistakable. Sent to the team chat, already buzzing. My blood iced. Who? Sarah. Hurt turned vengeful? A jealous teammate? Jake's phone exploded, notifications a barrage. He stared, world crumbling. Alex, what do I do? I pulled him close, brother to brother. You fight. We fight. The climax loomed, game on. The leaks spread like fire through dry grass, whispers igniting into roars by dawn. Jake's phone hadn't stopped. Pings from teammates? WTF, man. Coach, my office. Monday, 7 a.m. Sarah, how could you? I deleted the thread, but screenshots lived forever in Elmwood's digital underbelly. He paced the basement like a caged wolf, jersey twisted in his fists, the air conditioner humming futile against the heat of his panic. It's over, Alex. Scholarships? Team? Dad's gonna kill me. I blocked the stairs, forcing him to stop. Breathe. This isn't the end, it's halftime. Who's behind it? My mind raced. The snap I'd heard by the boathouse, Sarah's glassy eyes, Harlan's pointed stares. Betrayal had a face, but which? Doesn't matter. He slumped onto the old couch, springs groaning. Everyone knows now. Tyler texted. Says he's sorry, but we can't see each other. Too risky. Tears tracked his cheeks, hot and unashamed. I finally jump, and the net rips. I sat beside him, arm around shoulders that shook like after a full-court press. Nets rip. That's why we've stronger ones. Remember our first one-on-one? You cried when I blocked your layup. Next day, you crossed me over and drained it. This? Same drill. He half laughed, wiping his nose on his sleeve. You're such a sap. Queer Yoda strikes again. Damn right. But inside, fury simmered. Someone had weaponized love, turned vulnerability to venom. I fired off texts. To my old high school contacts, fishing for the sender's trail. By noon, a lead. Mikey Ruiz, bench warmer with a grudge. Jake had edged him for starting point guard. Heard he was snapping pics at the party. Jealous type. Jake's eyes hardened. Mikey? That punk? No. I gripped his arm. Confronting gets you ejected. We play smart. Monday with coach, own it. Head high. He nodded, resolve flickering. You coming? Wouldn't miss the showdown. Brotherhood meant backup, always. Sunday blurred in prep mode. Mock talks in the driveway, scripting responses like play calls. Coach, it's true. I'm gay. Doesn't change my hustle. Jake practiced in the mirror, stance shifting from defensive to defiant. Tyler called once, voice thick over speaker. I'm proud of you, but Space. Till the dust settles. Click. Jake stared at the phone, loss etching deeper lines. Mom knocked mid-afternoon, tray of sandwiches in hand. Boys? Everything okay? Her eyes darted, phone silent now, Jake's red rims. She set the tray down, perching on the coffee table. Talk to me. Jake froze, but I nodded, now or never. Mom. Something happened. At the party. He spilled it, halting, kisses leak, fallout. Words tumbled, jagged. But she listened, face softening not to shock but sorrow. Oh, honey. She pulled him into a hug, fierce as a full-court press. I've known since you were little, the way you'd watch those figure skaters on TV, eyes all starry. Didn't say, 'cause you weren't ready. To me. And you, Alex, your sketchbooks, those boys' faces. I see you both. Jake pulled back, stunned. You knew. Mothers know. She cupped his cheek. Dad too. He's waiting upstairs, grumbling about damn kids these days. But he'll hug you after the lecture. Relief crashed, a wave breaking. Tears anew but cleansing. What about school? The team? One crisis at a time. She stood, steel in her spine. Monday you walk in proud. And if they can't handle it, we find a court that can. We ate then, sandwiches forgotten in the flood of stories. Her college roommates coming out in the 90s. Dad's awkward support via bad dad jokes. Family fractured but mending. Monday morning broke crisp. First chill hinting fall. Lincoln High's lot buzzed early. Kids whispering as we pulled up. Jake's hand trembled on the door handle. I squeezed his knee. Game face, bro. Coach's office smelled of old coffee and liniment. Walls papered in bracket sheets and motivational posters. No excuses. Play hard. Harlan sat behind his desk, mustache twitching like a live wire. The leaked pics printed and splayed. Grainy but damning. Hawkins. His voice boomed, but eyes wary, not wrathful. Sit. You too, Alex. Heard you're his shadow coach. Jake sat ramrod, me beside. Coach. About the pics. Harlan held up a meaty hand. Save the spin. I know what I saw. You and that Riverside kid. Folks are talkin'. Parents Callan. Says it's a distraction. Jake leaned forward, voice steady. It is, but not how you think. I'm gay, coach. Have been. Doesn't mean I slack. Means I'm human. And I want this team, this game, more than ever. Silence stretched, thick as fog. Harlan's gaze bored in, then softened, just a fraction. My nephew. He's like you. Hides it in Dallas, big city or not. Broke my sister's heart. Seeing him hurt. The sigh heavy. I ain't perfect. Said dumb shit. But this program's about heart, not headlines. You prove it on the court, we move on. Deal? Deal. Jake's grin broke, tentative son. But the leak. I pressed, pulse quickening. Harlan's jaw set. Ruiz. Kid confessed last night. Bragged to his cousin. Got back to me. Suspended. 2 games. Justice, swift. Jake exhaled, the weight lifting. Thank you, sir. We filed out, gym echoing empty. Jake punched my arm, electric. We did it. Holy shit. But elation soured quick. Hallway gauntlet. Teammates clustered by lockers. Stares like spotlights. Mikey slunk past, eyes downcast. Then Sarah, pale, ponytail limp, blocked our path. Jake, can we talk? He hesitated, glancing at me. Go, I mouthed. Alone. I waited in the lot, engine idling, minutes stretching to 20. Finally, he emerged, face a mask, relief and regret. She hates me, but gets it, said she suspected. Friends, still. Good. I pulled out, radio low. 1 down. Afternoon practice. Tension crackled like static. Harlan blew whistle hard, drills brutal. Jake shone, assists crisp, defense iron. Whispers faded to grunts, respect re-earning shot by shot. Tyler watched from the bleachers, invited by a bold text from Jake. We're good. Come see. Post-whistle, they met by the exit. Open, unhidden. Quick hug, chaste but charged. The team saw, no jeers, just nods. Progress. Home that night, Dad waited on the porch, rocking chair creaking. Son. One word. Gruff. Jake braced, but Dad pulled him into a bear hug, backslapping. Proud of you. Always. Beers cracked then. The three of us. Me included. Toasting new beginnings. But betrayal's echo lingered. That night, as Jake crashed early, I scrolled the pics again, hunting clues. A shadow in the frame, familiar jacket. Not Mikey. Someone closer. My gut twisted, trust, fracturing. Tuesday brought the storm. School assembly. Principal's tolerance talk. Vague as vapor. Jake skipped, us hitting the court instead. Need to think, he said, sinking threes with vengeance. Mid-drill, my phone buzzed. Anonymous email, attachment, a video. Lake house, boathouse angle. Not just pics, audio. Tyler's, I love you. Jake's gasps. Sender, a name that gutted me. Ryan, my old crush, now assistant coach at Riverside. Betrayed? No, avenging? The note. Keep your family drama off our turf. Stay away from Tyler. Rage boiled. Ryan, who'd ghosted me senior year after rumors flew. Now this petty, poisonous. For Jake? Unforgivable. I showed him later over pizza, cold, congealing. It's Ryan, my ex sort of. Jealous ghost. Jake's face darkened. Because of me? Us? No. His baggage. But doubt seeded. Was I the distraction? Climax brewed. Friday's scrimmage versus Riverside. Harlan's call. Full contact. Prove your mettle. Tyler's team, Ryan coaching sidelines. Stakes. Pride. Love. Survival. We prepped fierce. Runs till lungs burned. Talks till truth's bared. Whatever happens. I told Jake Thursday night. Stars pricking the sky. You're gold. Game or no. He hugged me tight, unspoken thanks. Love you, bro. Back. But as he slept, I plotted, confront Ryan pregame. End this. Friday. Gym packed. Banners fluttering. Crowd a murmur of expectation. Riverside in blue, Lincoln red. Jake warmed up, form flawless. Elbow locked, release pure. Tyler across court, eyes locking, fire. Halftime tied, sweat slick tension. I slipped to their bench, Ryan spotting me. Smirk fading. Alex, come to gloat. Cut the shit. I shoved my phone at him, video paused. This you. He glanced, unflinching. Collateral. Tyler's mind was, you Hawkinses poison everything. Jealousy's ugly, delete it, or I go public. His laugh barked. Do it. See who they believe. Betrayal's face. Scarred, small. I walked away, heart pounding. Second half. Whistle blew. Jake exploded, steals, slams, a three that hushed the bleachers. But Riverside pressed, Tyler matching fire for fire. Foul trouble mounted. Jake hacked, elbows flying. Ryan's voice cut. Distracted, Hawkins? Boyfriend issues. Crowd gasped. Jake faltered, ball stolen. Harlan called timeout, pulling him. Ignore it. Your game. But the dam cracked. Jake surged back, eyes blazing, dribble, hesitation. Pull up over Tyler's block. Swish. Tie game, seconds ticking. Buzzer. Jake's drive. Contact. Tyler's hip check. Hard. He crumpled, ankle twisting. Whistle, foul. Free throws. 2 shots, world holding breath. He stepped up. Crowd roar fading to hush. First. Brick. Rim rattling. Second. Arc true, net singing. Win. Chaos. Teammates mobbing, Harlan grinning gruff. But Jake limped to Tyler, hand extended. Not anger, but grace. Good game. Tyler pulled him close, whisper lost in cheers. Ryan slunk away, shadow diminished. Locker room. Champagne fizz. Soda. Really? Slaps and shouts. Jake found me by the door. We won. You won. Pride swelled, tears pricking. But humanistic twist. Later, at the after-party, neutral ground, pizza joint, Ryan cornered us. Not fight, but fold. I was wrong. Hurt people. You know. Apology halting. Tyler nodded. We're good. Forgiveness, hard one. Jake's arm around Tyler open now. Me, watching whole. The victory high lingered like smoke from a snuffed bonfire, curling through the weeks that followed. Scrimmage buzz turned to legend. Hawkins heartbreaker. Local paper dubbed it. A sidebar on the ankle tweak and game winner. Tactfully silent on the undercurrents. Scouts swarmed. IUC reps in the stands. Clipboards like talismans. Offering nods and keep it up s that felt like lifelines. Jake walked taller, his stride syncing with Tyler's in the hallways now, hands brushing casual as teammates. No grand parades, but in Elmwood's subtle shifts, it was revolution. A rainbow sticker on his locker, Mom's pride flag fluttering from the porch come September. Me, I played the steady orbit driveway drills evolving to life lessons. See that hesitation pull up? That's you now, owning the arc, no apologies. We'd laugh, sweat mingling, the hoop our confessional. Tyler joined sometimes, a third wheel that fits seamless. Quiet intensity balancing Jake's fire. Their banter a melody I'd hum long after. Ryan faded to footnotes, transferred coaching gigs, rumor had it, chasing bigger horizons. Betrayal's sting dulled to scar. A reminder that wounds heal crooked but hold. Fall deepened, leaves carpeting the court in crimson and gold, mirroring the romance blooming lakeside. Jake and Tyler's first official date. Quarry picnic, stars their canopy. No alleys or shadows. He recounted it over burgers at Dino's Diner. That retro joint with vinyl booths and neon signs buzzing, open 24/7. We talked, really talked. Fears, futures. He wants art school in Chicago, I said ball, but maybe communications. Something real. His eyes sparkled, burger forgotten. Feels possible. Love does that. I sipped my malt, thick and sweet. My own heart? Stirrings, unspoken. A barista at the campus coffee shop back in Ann Arbor. Dark curls, easy laugh, had texted twice, but distance dulled the pull. Here, in the thick of it, Jake's joy was proxy enough. Brotherly envy, not ache. But conflict simmered beneath the idol. Dad's quiet support masked Midwestern machismo. Gruff, proud of you, laced with, just don't let it distract from the game. Mom countered with clippings, glad articles, local ally groups, her way of arming us. School, patchy peace. Teammates ribbed light. Hawkins, save some heart for the court. But underclassmen gawked, whispers trailing like exhaust. And Sarah, fragile truce, lunch nods turning to group hangs, her hurt thawing to empathy. I dodged a bullet, she joked, but eyes betrayed the bruise. The real fracture hit mid-October, preseason tourney in Peoria. Bus ride south, team hyped on playlists and junk food. Jake sandwiched between Tyler, hitched for moral support, and me. Harlan up front, anecdotes rolling like thunder. But midway, phone buzz, anonymous again. Not pics, texts, forwarded chain. Jake's old messages to Sarah. Innocuous flirts twisted to proof he played her. Sender, ghost account, but watermark faint. Mikey's style, grudge reignited. Jake's face drained, scrolling frantic. It's him, Ruiz. Thinks I ratted him out harder. You did nothing wrong. I snatched the phone, deleting. But poison spread. Teammates peeking, murmurs rising. Tyler squeezed his hand. Public now, defiant. Ignore. Focus. Harlan caught wind by halftime of the first game, win. But Jake's shots clanged. Focus fractured. My office. After. The bus ride back was tomb silent. Elmwood's welcome wagon turning cold. Coach's den again. Harlan, arms crossed, printouts splayed. This bullshit again? Ruiz is gone, but echoes linger. Parents complainin'. Say you're dividing the team. Jake's voice cracked, but held. Coach, it's noise. I give 110. 110 ain't enough if it's drama. Harlan's sigh deflated him. Love the kid, but bench for the opener. Cool heads. Betrayal redux. Not just Mikey, but the system's slow grind, equity elusive. Jake stormed out, me trailing to the lot. It's not fair. Life's not. I pulled him into the Civic, engine roaring to life. But you pivot. Like that Eurostep you pulled last week. Change direction, keep driving. He punched the dash, tears hot. What if I quit? Tyler says there's club leagues, no scouts, but real. Temptation whispered, but I saw the fire dim. Quitting's easy. Improving? That's the game. We drove aimless, ending at the quarry. Tyler's spot, now theirs. He waited on the hood of his truck, silhouette against twilight. Jake spilled to him, arms wrapping tight. I hung back, giving space, the water's lap a lullaby. Later, over fire pit esmores, Tyler's idea, graham crackers charred, we plotted. Channel it, Tyler urged, marshmallow stringing gooey. Use the bench as fuel. Come back roaring. Jake nodded, resolve hardening. For you, for us. Their kiss then, soft, sunset gilded, stirred something profound. Not jealousy, but awe. Love, humanistic and hard-fought, rewriting rules. Back home, family council. Dad's recliner creak, Mom's tea steaming. Bench, Dad growled. That's crap. System's crap, I echoed. But Jake's better. He lit up, ideas sparking. Extra sessions, film study, mental reps. With you guys, I got this. November tourney. Opener night, gym electric. Crowd swelled. Locals, rivals. A smattering of pride pins from allies. Jake suited up, Harlan's nod grudging. Warm the pine. For now. First quarter. Lincoln trailed. Passes sloppy. Harlan paced, mustache twitching. Timeout. Eyes on Jake. Pleading silent. Hawkins. You're in. Roar erupted. Jake bounded up. Jersey crisp. Eyes locked on mine in the stands. Tip off. He snagged it, outlet crisp. Dribble full court. Hesitation. Euro step. Layup kiss off glass. Tied. Game flowed then. Assists threading needles, blocks swatting dreams. Mikey watched from exile seats, face ashen. Tyler cheered from Riverside's neutral corner. Our eyes meeting, gratitude shared. Final buzzer. Win, 78-72. Jake's 22 points, 8 boards, redemption arc complete. Harlan clapped his back post-game. Told you, heart wins. Locker high-fives reigned. Teammates pulling Tyler in, no stares, just inclusion. Sarah texted congrats. Group chat buzzing positive. But romance's depth tested next. Thanksgiving, family influx. Aunts, uncles, turkey tensions. Jake's coming out. Staged gentle, over pie, his hand in Tyler's under the table. Everyone. Tyler's my boyfriend. Pauses, then hugs. Uncle Mike's bout time, kiddo breaking ice. Dad teared up, rare vulnerability. You boys. You're my world. Human moment. Flaws forgiven. Winter crept. Snow blanketing courts. Forcing indoor battles. Jake's game peaked. Scout whispers to offers. Full ride, IUC bound. Tyler's art apps accepted. Chicago calling. Their love deepened. Movie nights curled on our couch. Hands intertwined. Drives to the city. Pride parades glimpsed on news turning real. My arc intertwined. An arbor pulled, but a job offer. Youth counselor in Elmwood. Tempted stay. Be here. Jake begged one snow-dusted eve. Mittens on hands as we shoveled. For the playoffs. For us. The word hung, layered. Stepbrothers, allies, anchors. I stayed, heart swelling. Climax crested February. Conference finals versus Riverside. Stakes, title, legacy. Ryan benched but grudge ghosted. Pre-game huddle. Harlan's leave it all. Echoed in Jake's eyes. Tip, fury. Tyler guarded him fierce. Love's edge sharpening blocks. Fouls mounted. Elbows accidental sharp. Halftime tied. Jake bruised. Whispering to me in tunnel. He's holding back. For me. Push him. I urged. Make it real. Third, explosion. Jake's 3, Tyler's chase down. Bodies colliding, air electric. Crowd chant, Hawkins. Tyler. Rivals blurred to equals. Overtime, seconds ticking, down 1. Jake isolation, dribble, pump fake, Tyler bites. Step back. Arced prayer. Swish. Buzzer. Champions. Court storm, confetti rain. Jake and Tyler collided mid-mob, hug turning kiss. Unapologetic. Cheers drowned bigots. Humanity won. But twist. Post-game, Tyler pulled me aside. He's all in. Thanks to you. I soft. Not rival. Your family. Warmth bloomed. Betrayals mended. Conflicts conquered. Spring thawed. Championships national bound. Jake's senior prom. Tyler in tux. Corsage rainbow ribboned. I DJ'd cheesy, but there's dance floor sway their world. My own spark. Barista visited. Curls windswept. Coffee turned dinner, potential budding. Jake's grin. Your turn, bro. Graduation June. Caps tossed, speeches soaring. Jake's valedictorian nod. Love isn't a weakness. It's the play that wins. Diplomas clutched, futures bright. Summer full circle, driveway, ball spinning. College next. Tyler asked, arm round Jake. With you? Anywhere. Laughter. Light. Me? Watching, whole. The game improved not just shots but souls. As the calendar flipped to August, the air hummed with change. Cicadas droning farewells to summer. The distant rumble of semis hauling corn from silos to silos. Elmwood's veins pulsing with quiet purpose. Jake's duffel bulged by the door. IUC stickers slapped crooked on the zipper. Tyler's sketchpad peeking from the side pocket like a talisman. Their apartment hunt had yielded a shoebox walk-up in Urbana. Peeling paint, but with a fire escape for stargazing and walls thin enough for midnight confessions. It's ours, Jake said that last driveway session. Ball under arm, sweat beading despite the easing heat. No more alleys. No more benches, I echoed, rebounding his final swish. The hoop creaked farewell, its chain net whispering against the breeze. Tyler lounged on the porch steps, sketching us in charcoal. Lines fluid, capturing the arc of brotherhood. Frame it, he quipped, smudging a shadow. For the mantle. Packing day dawned golden. Mom's station wagon stuffed with dorm bins and dreams. Dad hovered, toolbox in hand. Fix that leaky faucet before it floods. His gruff love a hammer's tap. Hugs lingered. Mom's tear-streaked. Call weekly. Jake's promise murmured into her hair. Tyler loaded last, their fingers lacing casual. A habit now public as playoffs. I drove them to the highway ramp, radio crooning Bon Iver, wistful woodsman ballads fitting the pull of leaving. Don't be strangers, I said at the merge, engine idling like reluctance. Jake leaned from the passenger seat, fist bumping me out the window. Weekly Zooms, bro. And holidays, turkeys on you. Deal. Tyler waved from shotgun, his take care, Alex carrying weight, ally to anchor. They merged into traffic, taillights winking like stars fleeing dawn. Alone in the Civic, I exhaled, the empty passenger seat a sudden void. Elmwood stretched ahead, familiar bends leading to a life recalibrating. Back home, the house echoed hollow. Jake's room stripped to echoes, posters peeled leaving adhesive ghosts. I claimed the basement for my council gig start. Youth center on Main, counseling kids like us, once shadowed. First client. A freshman, stuttered secrets over checkers. I think I like my best friend. His relief at my nod mirrored Jake's that alley night. You're not alone, I said, pieces moving king-like. Game's just starting. Fall settled. Leaves crunching under counseling runs. Jake's texts lit my phone. Game highlights clipped, Tyler's doodles attached. Drowned M92 to 78. Miss your drills. I'd reply with Elmwood mundane. Diner pie runs. A harvest fest where Dad two-stepped with Mom under strung lights. My barista, Eli, bloomed steady. Coffee dates turning hikes along the Des Plaines River. His hand in mine as willows wept. You're good at this, he said one crimson afternoon. Leaves eddying at our feet. Pulling people close. Practice, I grinned, thinking of hoops and hearts. Eli knew the story. Jake's arc, my role without pity, just pride. Sounds like you built something unbreakable. Winter gripped then, snow blanketing courts in hush. Holiday drive to Urbana. Campus aglow, frat houses pulsing carols. Jake and Tyler's walk-up festooned with lights. Menorah, Tyler's half-Jewish nod, flickering beside a tiny tree. Dinner. Takeout tie, cross-legged on threadbare rug, stories swapping like gifts. Coach loves me, Jake boasted, pad thai dangling from chopsticks. Says I'm MVP material. Tyler rolled eyes affectionate. Ego check, art critique tomorrow. Wish me luck. We toasted with eggnog, spiked, Dad's recipe to next chapters. Later, fire escape perch. City hum below, stars punched crisp. Jake leaned on my shoulder, brother weight familiar. Thanks for catching me, helping. Always the assist. Tyler across, knees touching Jake's. Family's the real win. Christmas morn. Elmwood pull home, convoy of cars snaking through drifts. Dad's tree loomed lopsided, ornaments clinking memories. Uncle's rib gentle. Heard you boys are city slickers now. But toasts rang true. To love all kinds. Sarah dropped by, grad school bound. Bear hug for Jake. Proud of you. Us. Healing full circle. Spring playoffs. I road-tripped Eli shotgun his first dive into my world. March Madness mini for Jake. Sweet 16 bound. Crowds chanting his name. Sideline. I hooped as he crossed over defenders like ghosts. Tyler's cheers harmonizing from visitor seats. Post-win, locker invasion. Hugs sweat slick, Eli's grin wide. Your brother's a beast. Our beast. Dinner after. Campus dive bar, wings and wings. Beers flowing, Eli and Tyler bonding over sketch apps. Jake pulled me aside. Arena echoes fading. Eli's solid. Keep him. Planning to. Pride bidirectional now. Climax's echo faded to denouement. But one last conflict. Summer internship snag. Jake's sponsor balked. Image concerns, veiled homophobia. Call came mid-July, him pacing our old basement. They want me to tone it down.
No te le pics son socials.
Rage flared familiar. Bullshit. We fight. United front. Emails drafted. Glad looped. Local paper pitched. Harlan vouched. Kids gold, on and off. Scouts echoed. Sponsor folded, apology email terse. Victory small, but seismic. Precedent set. August again. Move out for Jake's sophomore year. Now with Tyler official, lease renewed, dreams doubled. I helped load Eli hauling boxes with quiet muscle. Elmwood roots run deep, he said, taping a lamp. But Chicago's calling us too. The word expanded, my grad apps to Northwestern, counseling gig evolving to full-time. Jake caught it. Eyebrow quirk. Ditching us? Expanding. Hugs at the ramp, longer this time. Love you, little bro. Back harder. Tyler's clasp firm. Doors open. They drove east, horizon swallowing them. Eli's hand in mine. Ready for our arc? Swish. Years telescoped in memory's montage. Jake's draft night, second round. Bulls farm team, Chicago bound. Tyler's gallery show, abstracts of hoops and hearts. Weddings. There's first, lakeside vows under willows, me best man. You caught him cheating fate, now play forever. Mine followed, Eli's ring glinting as we two-stepped to Springsteen. Elmwood endured, Dad retired, golfing with grandkids, future tense. Mom's garden bloomed rainbows. I coached youth leagues, kids dribbling doubts away. Betrayals? Scars, stories for campfires. One anniversary, Jake's. 5th, they hosted. Rooftop in Wicker Park, skyline twinkling. Toasts circled. To alleys and arcs, benches and buzzer beaters. Jake pulled me aside, city pulse below. You saved my game. Nah, you did. I just passed the ball. Humanistic close. Love's not conquest, but continuum. Cheating shadows for light, improving not alone. In America's heartland sprawl, from suburbs to skyscrapers, we played on. Brothers, lovers, unbroken. And in quiet moments, driveway ghosts, I'd shoot alone. Form perfect, heart full. The game's never over. It's eternal assist.